Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reacting to The Late Nightmare of Jimmy Fallon. Dang, like a few weeks ago, I reacted to some video, and that was the first time I heard there was like problems with the late night show, I guess behind the scenes, but I don't know, this video just popped up on my YouTube page, so I was like, dang, is there more stuff that I don't know about? But yeah, from the front, like just watching his shows, he seems like a nice person, like, but I guess that's everything. From the front seems nice, but behind the scenes you don't know what's really happening, especially if you're not actually there to witness anything. You really don't know what's happening, so you can't really believe everything that you hear or read or see unless you're like actually there 100% to witness everything. But I don't know, I was just interested in this to see what they have to say, so yeah, let's get into this video, and please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below.
There's an undeniable sincerity that emanates from Jimmy Fallon. He's not just a talk show host, he's a friend you've known for years, inviting you into his world with open arms. Since his late night debut in 2009, Jimmy has almost unanimously been loved by fans and celebrities. But not anymore. The people closest to Jimmy, the ones he relies on the most, have come forward to reveal that his actual character behind the scenes is the total opposite of lovable and genuine. Erratic behavior, outbursts, intimidation, avoid eye contact. Nobody told Jimmy no. These quotes don't sound like the unapologetically joyful Tonight Show host we know, but these revelations might not be shocking to some. As many people have speculated, Jimmy's nice guy persona is entirely fake.
Yeah,
more specifically,
I see that in the comments a lot, but doesn't everyone have a fake laugh? Like, even in real life, if you're just trying to be nice, you like pretend to laugh at someone's bad joke.
Jimmy will laugh at
I guess
just
he
about
does it
everything,
a lot
to the point where he
he's trying
sounds
to be
like
nice.
a programmed laugh track being controlled by a producer backstage.
If you think about embarrassment, scale of 1 to 10. Okay. 1 is just like being a person walking down the street, and 10 is, for me, co-hosting the Oscars with James Franco.
But no one else is laughing.
Mention why this was embarrassing. Jimmy just bursts out into laughter when there was nothing funny about what she said.
And then he tries to connect my my right foot to my left arm, and he's trying to connect them like this, and I'm in such pain. I go like that, yeah, and his belly goes in my mouth.
Even Ryan Gosling looked at Jimmy confused as to why he was laughing so hard. They both play it off awkwardly because they quickly realize this is harmless and it only makes them look better or funnier. There's no point in calling him out, but Taylor Swift wasn't having it.
The VMAs are coming up August
24th. Actually, I think I would be a bad host because, like, in real life, when people say something weird or like not that funny, I like smile, but I can't really fake a lot. Like, if it's not funny, then I guess I'll just smile and then just pretend to laugh. I don't know, but I guess he has to do it just to be nice because it's his show and he wants to make the guests comfortable. But I don't know. Do other talk shows, don't other hosts do that too? They fake laugh?
Taylor Swift will be performing. Can you confirm or deny?
I mean, we've had a really good time today.
Taylor? Taylor?
See where I'm going with this at least. Nobody ever listens to me.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So what I was saying is
You're not even looking at me.
Because I'm trying to think of what to say next.
If he isn't interrupting them with laughter, he is interrupting them with other
I noticed that he
Taylor
interrupts
Swift's
people
frustration
sometimes.
was a little more obvious than David Spade's.
Carson wasn't even the first one, but I squeaked on. You did stand up. When I did, I'll tell the story. When
David just gave him a little jab, and Jimmy knew he was wrong for interrupting the comedian, so he tried to make Dave look like the bad guy and walk off. This wasn't the first time Jimmy walked off set to avoid an awkward situation that he caused.
No, it's about how you can beat a human being down to...
Don't tell anyone. It's okay. Let them
just see the movie.
Or not.
Or not. You know what the movie's about, kind of.
I cannot hear what he's saying.
Yeah, so you don't need me. You don't need me.
No, do it. No, you don't need me.
No one needs me. It's fine. Okay.
Let's go.
No, come back. Come on, man.
This is a safe way to play off his awkward interruptions because no
That's
host would ever
Joaquin
walk off their
Phoenix?
own show for a tiny error. Often it seems like Jimmy has nothing substantial to add to the conversation but feels the need to interrupt or explode with laughter. The internet has memed Jimmy's antics into oblivion. While some say he has a huge ego and wants more spotlight for himself, it seems like he does this to maintain control. He fears dead air, a boring story, or an unfunny joke, so he jabs his way into the conversations
I
with
remember
good
this.
jokes or
He touched his
laughs in an
hand.
attempt to make sure the audience is engaged, but then it ends up doing the opposite. I mean, every time a guest is talking, he leans in, stares at them intensely, maybe reaches his arm out, and is waiting for a split second to interrupt to make sure you are entertained. The other thing that agitates people is how he showers every single guest with compliments. You're my favorite, we love you, it's my favorite movie, my favorite album, as if celebrities need any more ego stroking. Jimmy's defenders think all this controversy is ridiculous. Should he not laugh? Just sit there and be awkward? His show is supposed to be fun. He just wants his guests to be relaxed and confident in front of a live audience. This can definitely explain his
know what I
overreactions
said?
to guests winning his
But
minigames.
I guess it can be overdone, but just trying to be nice.
Now, it seems ridiculous to
don't people
nitpick
do
this
that in
from
real life?
Jimmy because fake reactions have been a crucial part of TV and YouTube forever. David Dobrik, KSI, and Joe Rogan have been large contributors to the fake laughter, fake reaction epidemic.
Okay, and if you think there is, it's very like, I know everything. I kind of do agree with a lot of what he says.
Jimmy is a people pleaser and just wants to make everyone comfortable, bless his heart. That laugh does the opposite to me. It feels like he's hiding something. And Jimmy may be hiding something, a lifetime of alcoholism. And the reason he began drinking may shock you. But first, a word from our sponsor, Underdog
Wait,
Fantasy.
is that a thing?
Underdog
Never heard about that
Fantasy
before.
is the easiest place
Everything's
to play
coming to the light
fantasy
right now.
sports. Get in on the NFL action with their
You guys,
pick'em
if you want to
game.
support
All you have to
him,
do is
go to
pick
his
whether your
channel,
player
click
will
on the
have a
link,
higher or
or
lower stat total
go to
for
that
week
QR
7 of
code
the
on his
NFL
channel.
season to win big.
Help him
Pick
out.
between teenager, Jimmy was obsessed with Saturday Night Live. The program had been running for nearly 2 decades, and Jimmy was fully immersed, insisting on watching the program alone in pure silence because he hated unnecessary commentary from others. Although he could only see the clean parts his parents taped for him, Jimmy didn't miss a single sketch or punchline and remained devoted to learning as much as possible. Ironically, his parents didn't want him watching adult humor sketches, but they would let him drink alcohol while watching. As long as I wasn't doing anything at night, I'd just sit by myself and I would have a 6-pack of Pabst. I don't know if I made it all the
6-pack?
way through the 6, but I'd just sit
Oh.
there and watch the show and take it. He and his sister Gloria reenacted sketches with friends before Jimmy discovered a talent for impressions, often impersonating actor James Cagney and comedian Dana Carvey. I was one of those kids who, if I hung around another kid for an hour, I was that kid. Fallon said, it was weird. I'd come home and I'd do his type of humor, his type of mannerisms. And my mom would say, okay, Joey, you want dinner now? Because I'd be acting like Joey Gonzalez. From a young age, Jimmy was an imitator, instinctively copying and mimicking things that he thought were
I feel
funny
like every
instead
picture
of
this
having
show
the
is
drive to
a different
produce his own
person.
material, which was an early sign of being the perfect late-night television host. Through hours of meticulously studying various comedy and musical routines, Fallon continued working on his craft and established himself
But
as a
actually,
performer
he's a
at
pretty good
Saugerties High
impressionist.
School, appearing in
His
most
Bill
stage
Cosby voice
productions.
is like
it was a rush. I think it was
the
the
best
rush of getting a
I've
reaction.
ever heard.
Maybe it's acceptance. Maybe it's a thing where you're pleasing somebody. I want to be friends with everybody. And if you make a joke and everyone laughs, you're like, that's it, I scored. That's what I thought making a friend was. You just feel like people liked you. So maybe it was that, acceptance. It seems like Jimmy's people-pleaser mentality has been in full effect since his youth. His obsession with Saturday Night Live carried on throughout his time at St. Rose College in New York, skipping parties and events so that he could watch
Okay.
SNL as it aired. Fallon lived for
A
the
lot of
weekends
background
when he would
information.
regularly board buses from his aunt's house in Fort Hamilton to perform stand-up comedy sets at Caroline's on Broadway and Times Square. On stage is where
where's
Jimmy
the
felt
drama
most
with the
at
show?
home, and his urge to make audiences laugh couldn't be ignored as he dropped out of college in 1995 to move to Los Angeles, California to pursue comedy full-time. He secured a manager who got him very minor roles in comedy films
everyone
like
needs to go
Father's
to
Day
college.
and television sitcoms like Spin City. But it didn't matter because his dream wasn't to become an actor. Jimmy remained fixated on joining Saturday Night Live. After 2 years of working on his sketch comedy and improv skills with the Groundlings, he took a leap of faith and auditioned for SNL, but bombed. This career setback could have killed his dreams as a comedian altogether, but his obsession with SNL wouldn't let him give up. When he landed a small role on a Warner Brothers sitcom, Fallon negotiated a clause in his contract that would release him if he got on SNL. The producers agreed only because they thought it would never happen. This was my ultimate goal. If I ever cut into a birthday cake and made a wish, I would wish to be on SNL. If I threw a coin into a fountain, I would wish to be on SNL. If I saw a shooting star, I would wish to be on SNL.
Manifest your dreams,
it's crazy.
y'all.
I had no other plan. I didn't have friends. I didn't have
He
a
was
girlfriend.
focused on this
I didn't
and he
have
got
anything
it.
going on. I had my career. That was it. SNL is notorious for its difficult audition stage. The series creator, Lorne Michaels, almost never laughed during auditions, and it would take a special talent to grab his attention. Fallon recalls 3 different people warning him about Lorne's lack of laughter, but he learned a lot from his first catastrophic performance. In his second audition, he would come prepared with nothing but himself and his impressions, something that he perfected over time. Jimmy marched on that stage, performing a celebrity walkathon with impressions of Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Bill Cosby, and Adam Sandler. To his surprise, Michaels and other executives could not stop laughing. I was in the room that day, says former SNL writer Tina Fey. He's one of 2 people I've ever seen who was completely ready to be on the show. Kristen Wiig is the other one. And Jimmy was ready like if there had been a show to do that night. Lorne Michaels informed Jimmy that his dreams were now a reality. He was going to be a cast member of Saturday Night Live. All Jimmy could do was look at Michaels and tell him, "I'm going to make you proud." He debuted beside the cast of SNL as a featured
the
player
comeback
during its
with
24th season in September 1998. Fallon
what's his name?
established himself
It just
as a
premiered
household
last Saturday.
name overnight, becoming known for his spot-on
like the
impressions
first
of various celebrities and
episode
public
since
figures.
the writer's strike.
While he was living out his dream,
What's his
Jimmy
name?
was also developing a scary addiction that would come back to haunt him decades
Pete
later.
Davidson.
During their time at SNL,
I feel like that
Fallon
episode
and
was
cast
not funny
member
at all.
Horatio Sands often drank together. Sands has described himself and Fallon as super-functioning alcoholics and stated that kind of goes hand in hand with SNL. Some kind of substance abuse issues because it's so stressful you could easily find yourself blowing off steam a lot.
So
Sands
it is
recounted
true.
how he and Fallon got in a couple of brawls.
No.
I've seen Jimmy clock a few people. He
Alcoholic
said. Jimmy could fight.
accusations.
I don't know where he learned, but he definitely scrapped with the best of them. Jimmy working in a high-stress environment and abusing his health to cope is potential foreshadowing for the work environment he would create on his own show. He always planned to leave Saturday Night Live after 3 seasons. However, Lorne Michaels offered him a role on Weekend Update with Tina Fey, which is essentially the comedic news section that SNL covers every week. Unfortunately, Jimmy also developed a negative reputation on
Wait, he
SNL
wanted to be on the
as
show so
somebody who
bad, but
can't hold
wanted to
in
leave
his
after 3
laughter.
seasons?
At first, it was an innocent mistake that began in the famous More Cowbell sketch, when Will Ferrell wore a tight shirt that caused Fallon to break character. Every cast member was laughing during this skit because, well, it was hilarious. But that moment opened a revolving door of cast members intentionally trying to get Jimmy to break character, and he did break character a lot, interrupting the punchlines and comedic timing by laughing and giggling. While some thought it was hilarious, others found it insensitive and believed he was attempting to steal their spotlight and make the sketches about himself. Lorne didn't like it. The writers didn't like it. I'm not trying to do it on purpose. I'm trying not to do it. But sometimes it just got insane. I couldn't hold it in. It was just so much fun. SNL has always tried to maintain the best of
I don't
the
know.
best
Some people
when it
mess up on
comes
their
to comedic
lines. Some
talent.
people
Comedians
crack up.
laughing at their own
So
jokes can sometimes be seen as unprofessional. In 2004, Jimmy decided to leave SNL and move into traditional acting. He signed a 2-movie deal with 20th Century Fox with the hopes of becoming a prominent star in the industry. The first was a lead role in the 2004 action comedy Taxi, alongside then rapper turned actor Queen Latifah. The other was the 2005 romantic comedy Fever Pitch, alongside Drew Barrymore. Both films received mixed reviews and had decent box office performance, but were not the first impression Jimmy Fallon wanted. With back-to-back disappointments, film offers rapidly decreased as studio executives grew hesitant to feature Fallon in future projects. He experienced what he has deemed a lost period, characterized by a larger-than-usual alcohol consumption and uncertainty about his future career choices. "I was probably drinking more than I should have been drinking," he confessed. "It wasn't like sitting and watching old tapes of me
For
on
someone
SNL with the screen
that
flickering in front of me.
admits to drinking a
I
lot
was
of alcohol,
like, I can't figure out what I want to do."
haven't seen
Fortunately
any
for Fallon, the man who gave him his dream job
headlines
at SNL
about
was
him
about to save him once again.
in public
As
doing
the
crazy
host of
things.
Late Night had an opening in 2009 after Conan O'Brien was transitioning to The Tonight Show. But Jimmy didn't make the best first impression. Many quickly realized that Jimmy wasn't edgy or dark enough for late-night comedy. GQ claimed Jimmy was too cute for late-night audiences used to hanging out with the snarky, cool crowd, suggesting he was too corny. Yeah, the cool crowd was always beyond my grasp, he admitted. Late Night with Jimmy Fallon premiered on NBC in early March 2009. The series immediately outperformed CBS's The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson by 500,000 viewers. Fallon also garnered more viewers than his predecessor, Conan O'Brien. Late Night with Jimmy Fallon was one of the first late-night talk shows to embrace social media and use it as an integral part of the show's engagement with its audience. Jimmy was able to connect with the youth who weren't watching TV at midnight in 2012 by regular uploads to YouTube, particularly comedic sketches and challenges with their favorite celebrities.
Yeah, he just brought what he did on SNL to the show, like skits and stuff. Just
Many of
making
these
it
videos
unique
amassed
to
millions of
him.
views, but
But
it was nothing compared to the dominance
where does the
he
drama
had
come
on
in?
The Tonight Show. In early 2014, Jimmy Fallon transitioned to NBC's The Tonight Show, where he had big shoes to fill. From Steve Allen to Jack Parr to the iconic Johnny Carson, who stamped the show's legacy for 30 years, then Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien, it was now Jimmy's job to lead the most popular late-night show of all time. He debuted to a staggering 11.3 million viewers, and despite all the alleged fake laughing, overreactions,
I feel like
interruptions, and being too corny, he dominated late-night television. The show averaged
a lot
34
more
million
of the
live
hate
concurrent
came
viewers
when
throughout the
he
years,
replaced
but
Conan
also
O'Brien.
embraced social media with their YouTube channel
I don't
that has
really
amassed
remember
30
what happened
million
with that.
subscribers, with multiple videos and the hundreds of millions of views. A lot of Jimmy's segments mimic the format of YouTube challenges. Many of you have never even watched Late Night, but have seen tons of The Tonight Show's YouTube segments, such as Lip Sync Battle, Musical Impressions, and Egg Russian Roulette, where he and his guests would engage
Hey,
in playful
are those only on
competitions,
YouTube?
resulting in funny and often viral moments. His
I thought it was
comedic
the actual
sketches
show.
and style often mimicked SNL because of his obsession and Lorne Michaels' production. Jimmy is like the personification of a golden retriever, and America loved him. And although the late night host is a high profile and often rewarding role, the pressure can be severe. Late night hosts are expected to be funny and entertaining every night. The constant pressure to deliver humor can be mentally and emotionally taxing. Late night hosts must stay up to date with current events and pop culture trends to keep their material relevant, which requires continuous research and adaptability. The aspect of balancing multiple roles can also be demanding, as late night hosts are not just comedians, they are also producers, writers, and often performers in various sketches and segments. Coming up with fresh and original content night after night can be creatively exhausting, as hosts must continually innovate to keep their shows interesting. Meanwhile, late night shows are often live or recorded in front of a live audience. This leaves
Actually, I
little
don't think
room
I've
for
ever seen a full
mistakes, and hosts
episode,
must be
just
prepared
clips
to
on
handle
YouTube.
unexpected situations. Therefore, late night hosts are very much reliant on their staff to help with research, writing jokes and sketches, making sure there are as little errors as possible. These writers and employees are Jimmy's lifeline. There is no show without them, and he made a crucial
Is that guy
error
still
on
there, the
May
one with the
1st,
glasses?
2023.
I wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for my writers, and
Also, I
support
missed
them all the way.
the
They gotta have a fair contract.
his
and
sketch
they got
with
a lot of
the
stuff to iron out, and,
late housewives.
hopefully they get it done.
If there is
Housewives
a strike,
of
do you
late
go
night.
dark?
If there's a strike, yeah, I think we will. Yeah, I think we'll go dark. Whatever I can do to support the guild. I am actually in the Writers Guild as well, so. Yeah, I couldn't do the show without them, and I support my whole staff.
Although Jimmy says he will support his writers no matter what, his staff says otherwise. As one of his employees took to Twitter to write, "He wasn't even at the meeting this morning to tell us we won't get paid after this week. Jimmy Fallon, please support your staff. Had fun bowling with you last week, but a party won't pay my rent." I'm sure many of you have heard about the 5-month-long writers' strike in Hollywood that just ended, and the reason for the strike is quite simple. The Writers Guild of America is the joint efforts of 2 different American labor unions representing thousands of writers in film, television, radio, and online media. Writers are the backbone of Jimmy Fallon and all of Hollywood's content. Without them, there are no jokes, no scripts, no stories, nothing. Yet somehow, they are the least compensated, with most of them earning below the poverty line in salary. Writers make a bulk of their earnings through residuals, which is a percentage that gets paid out to them every time a movie or show is streamed or syndicated in the future. But Hollywood executives restructured the industry during the streaming era, so these writers get basically nothing after the content is uploaded. And the studios are profiting tens of billions, while the people who are actually creating the ideas from scratch are on food stamps. So Jimmy saying he supports his staff no matter what, but not increasing their salaries to a livable wage, had them pretty pissed off. which led to a Rolling Stone article
is
that
that his
contacted
job
over
or
50
the
Tonight Show
network's
employees
job to do
revealing what
that?
Jimmy is really like behind the scenes. Although many praised Fallon for his immense talent and
I'm not
comedic
sure.
gifts, nobody spoke on record or had positive things to say about working on The Tonight Show. Interestingly enough, 3 employees who originally worked on Late Night claim a dramatic and ugly shift in working environment occurred once they transitioned to The Tonight Show. People that worked under them felt this pressure that if you made one mistake, you were gone and would be easily replaced. From 2014 to 2022, there were 9 different showrunners. This constant change in leadership gradually created a chaotic atmosphere among staffers who expressed their loss in faith in senior leadership. Nobody told Jimmy no. Everybody walked on eggshells, especially showrunners. Another former employee says, "You never know what Jimmy you were going to get and when he was going to throw a hissy fit." They described Jimmy's temperament, mood, and treatment
Do
of
these people
staffers as
reveal who they
sporadic.
were?
They
Because
suggested
I feel
Jimmy
like
Fallon
anyone
was
could just be like,
unpredictable,
oh
having
yeah, I used to work
witnessed him
there
snap at crew
and
members over the
blah, blah,
smallest
blah.
things. They also claimed Fallon occasionally berated and belittled staffers out of frustration. 3 former employees said that he berated them in front of other colleagues and crew members. It was like, if Jimmy's in a bad mood, everyone's day is fucked. When something was wrong, we all knew how to behave afterwards, which was just sort of avoid eye contact and don't make another
I guess
mistake.
some people, they
the
don't want
article then
to
dives into Jimmy's SNL skit
reveal
in
who they
2000,
are.
where he did an
They don't want
impression
like
of
the
Chris
negative
Rock
attention,
while doing
but
blackface. Jimmy apologized for this skit
these
that
days,
resurfaced in 2020, and the article followed up this
people
information
just want
with an
attention, so you can't
employee
really
alleging
trust
that the staff tried to sweep this controversy
everything.
under the rug. A black employee claims
Even
that
if it's true,
showrunner Granite
it's because
Enderman
people ruin it
kept
for the rest of
asking
you,
them, "What is
or rest
going
of
on with your
them,
hair?" Trying to paint the picture
for
of a
attention.
racist environment behind the scenes at The Tonight Show. Employees claim that they experienced deteriorating health effects due to the environment, hair thinning, extreme weight loss. Mentally, I was in the lowest place of my life. I didn't want to live anymore. One longtime employee says they never reported their issues to HR because early on in their tenure at the show, they saw colleagues of theirs attempt to speak to human resources representatives and subsequently got fired from the show. They don't protect us, the former staffer says. They don't do anything for us. Many of you watching have probably worked in a toxic environment and have experienced similar ramifications as these employees alleged, so you can easily see this being a reality for Jimmy's show. Others speculated that this is nothing more than
he looks really tired in that
Many think
video.
that Jimmy's short temper, erratic behavior, and need for nothing less than perfection is standard for someone putting on a show for millions and millions of people. They think most of the worst allegations are against the showrunners, and Jimmy has to take the blame since he is the boss. Most people wonder why someone wouldn't just get a new job if it was so bad. Then again, Jimmy did come from SNL, which was one of the most high-stress work environments that led to multiple employees suffering from substance abuse issues. So it's not that hard to believe that he could have created a similar environment thinking it's just show business. However, after Rolling Stone published the article, Fallon apologized to staff members in a Zoom call. "It's embarrassing, and I feel so bad," Fallon said, according to 2 people who were on the call. "Sorry if I embarrassed you and your family and friends. I feel so bad, I can't even tell you." We don't have the full apology, so we don't know if Jimmy is accepting blame for all of these allegations, for just a few, or if he is just following the command of his PR team to avoid the same outcome.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it now because I don't want it to go to an ad. But yeah, like for me, I just watched Jimmy Fallon like clips on YouTube, so I didn't know much of this stuff. I never really like looked into his history or whatever. But I guess people in the public eye, like anyone can nitpick whatever someone does, whether you like them or not. Like someone's gonna say something about them, whether it's true or not. But I guess that's the world we live in now because we have the internet. People, even on YouTube, people say stuff in the comments and stuff, and they don't show their faces. They could be making stuff up, but I guess people that actually worked with him have stated stuff from behind the scenes. But I don't know. I feel like if they don't show their faces or tell who they are specifically, it's hard to believe everything that you hear online because the people that just write stuff online for attention, like they ruin it for everyone else that are actually telling the truth. But yeah, I guess if you don't like him, just don't watch him. Like I don't understand why people are all up in the comments like hating on him, because even if you don't like his fake laugh, then you know he does it, then why keep watching him? But that's the same for real life. Like people fake laugh in real life just because they, I don't know, I guess, people pleasers. I don't know. But for me, it's just to be nice. I don't know. It would be awkward if someone says something and then no one laughs. But I don't know. People do that in real life. Do you like complain about people fake laughing in real life? I don't know. But yeah, I guess if you don't like him, just don't watch him. Like, there's people I don't like. I don't keep up with them. So I just watched this video just to see what all this stuff was about. But yeah, I guess if there was stuff behind the scenes, I guess people left the show so they can complain. They can talk about what they want and just move on, or they can stay there. And I don't know how it works like in entertainment in America. But also people talking about he should raise their pay. I don't even know if that's his job. Like, isn't it the network that pays them? I don't know. But anyway, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you can check out my first channel, SEKSHI. And if you want to see my other socials, it's right here under my face. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.